I'm a Jane of all trades. I'm a recording and performing artist. I'm a songwriter. I'm a former karaoke host. I think sometimes I get back in there when you're broke. I'm a former radio personality. I'm an actress. For many people, you'd ask them, who is Sanaipei Tande? And while you'd get very many answers, the one thing that would ring constant is she's a celebrity, a Kenyan celebrity. Now, when we say celebrity in today's understanding with the things that we see, a celebrity is presumed to live a flashy lifestyle, right? Glitz and glam and, you know, the fancy cars and the perfect body and the expensive trips and the expensive homes and the whining and dining kind of life. They're always having, always winning. There's also a downside to being a celebrity. There's the falling, the failing, the making mistakes, problems, whether professionally or personally. There's the depression that you never get to hear about or see because, first of all, we've been put on a pedestal where we are supposed to portray this perfect life. And secondly, because our problems, our mistakes, our failures are magnified when they become public knowledge. It's like world news. You trend. Because you're not expected to fail. You're not expected to do wrong. You're not expected to be without. No challenges. Be perfect. I'll take you back. My story starts in Mombasani. Kuna watu wa Mombasa hapa? Tupo. Mtu fake wa Nairobi angesema nyuko. Lakini Mombasa tunasema tupo, sio? Haya. And I was born into, wow, an amazing, amazing, amazing family. I have an amazing family. An unmatched support system that's been there from day one, like up until now, like it's there and it's strong. My dad is a great dad. He's an upstanding man. He's an outstanding man. He's diligent. He's hardworking. He's honest. He's a people person. He's liberal, but firm. Liberal enough for you to know that there's love. You know, like kamami, kawanchanai, as he calls me in Kimasai. There's love. But also firm enough for you to remember that he's the man in charge, so don't joke. Okay? Without really forcing it into your face. And then there's my mom. My mom is, katika lugha ya Kiswahili tunasema uti wa mgongo ya familia, the backbone of the family. She's my best friend. She is my confidant. She is my therapist. She is part co-writer of my songs, although she doesn't really make a commission, I'll be honest. Naoshaga vyombo. Si kuosha vyombo inatosha. You know, like you do your chores, you're good to go. And then there's my brother, my older brother, my only brother, only two. And he's my everything. He's my protector. My brother is your book smart, street smart, innovative, entrepreneurial, risk taker. He's a helper. He is a friend to all, literally. And my family is very close-knit. We're the kind of family that talks, we share, we confide, we consult. It doesn't matter whether it's personal, it's professional, we talk. And in all of these talks that we've had, in all of these, this close-knitness that we've had, a lot of values have been instilled in me. And one of the values is truthfulness. Telling the truth, living your truth, and keeping it real. Now that becomes very hard when you're a celebrity. As a celebrity, you are expected to have it all together, to put up a face of stability. I got it. Whether it's real, it's not real, you cannot afford to be seen to be breaking. And the first time I was labeled a celebrity was when I started singing. That's how I got into the music. Well, I got into the entertainment world. I used to sing with my mom on our way to church. In fact, I knew the songs so well that I had picked out a playlist of Catholic songs to be played at my wedding. So all this singing, all this loving to sing culminated in my taking part in Coca-Cola Pop Stars in 2004. Oh, where were you? So, 2004, take part in Coca-Cola Pop Stars, together with Pam Waithaka, Kevin Waweru. Big shout out to those guys. They are the reason why, you know, we were where we were, and I am who I am today. They played a big part. The truth of the matter is, I was thrown into a world that I didn't fully understand. I didn't have a grasp on the music industry business. And, interestingly, the guy that I was dating at the time, who was in the music business, he dumped me. Because he said I wasn't doing anything with my life. This guy, who is supposed to help you, who understands the music business. Anyway, so I get dumped. And then I'm stuck. I'm alone. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. I have no money to pursue the music. There's no money to go back to school. But I have bills to pay. Yes, at the age of 19, I had bills to pay. I had responsibilities. And this pop stars, this winning was supposed to be the gateway, you know, to sustaining me and sustaining my people. And then it crumbled and it fell apart. And so I had to do whatever I could to make some income. But there were just so many things to take care of at home after having this very impactful launch into the music industry. The fact that we would perform everywhere, we were being treated as kings and queens, and we would go to schools and children would line up, like literally line up in the hot sun, just to get an autograph from Pam or from Kevin or from Sanaipei. So we were superstars. And then, boop. Then the ridiculing began. She's nothing without Sema. Yani Sanaipei ameishiwa mpaka imebidi akaimbe kwa bars. Sanaipei is so washed out that she has to now sing with walevi. Ooh. I was 20. I was young, I was unhardened, I was unfamiliar with the criticism that comes along with being this person. I thought when you're this person, everyone's happy for you. Shock on me. And then the tug of war started inside me. It was, do I do whatever it takes to live up to this title that I've been given, this superstar, this celebrity, keep up appearances, or do I just accept my situation and just maneuver through life, because this is my truth. You know, it is what it is. Now, I want you to understand, I was javing, okay, 6 matris to Jobo during the day, 2, and 6 back. And on days of karaoke, I would jav to my karaoke at night. And while I would jav, I would sign autographs in the M3. Is there really an appearance to keep up there? I mean, really? This is your life. You're just a regular like everybody. So accept it, move on with your life. When you're a celebrity, you hear a lot of things from your fans. They say a lot of things, very nice compliments. Endearing titles, you're labeled. You're the queen. Best songstress in East Africa. Hottest woman alive. Now una meza tu. Some fans would go as far as, and this is an everyday thing, like I read even as recently as yesterday, somebody would write and say, Aki mimi ninge date Sanaipei. Says yoga. Hey! Yani yu dem akini hug tu hivi. Nimedampu yo dem wa 10 years. So you have all this praise that's coming from your fans, and you're being told you're this queen, you're the hottest chick, you deserve the best, I could give you the world. Meanwhile, I was in a relationship with this guy for the better part of my 20s. And I mean, I could share so many incidences that just put me down, made me feel so low, so useless, so worn out, and just near endangered my life. Really, I could. I mean, how many of you know Electric Avenue? Tunajua? Kina crooked queues, backers, nene. So this is me. After my superstar, pop star life. I'm still a superstar at that time. And I am pushing this non-starting car with street kids. You know those chokoras who used to be there who used to steal your phone from the passenger side and run into some? Those guys are the ones I'm pushing the car with. As my dude tries to pump on the gas, in full view of the clubs and the revelers and everything. I've been abandoned, asleep, at a dead-end road by said dude because I confronted him after finding him in a situation. But it was my fault. That's why I was left in the car. I woke up to just find Mjengo guys just going there to build. The car keys are in the car. I'm like, what is going on here? Said dude would hang without me. You know, he'd go out clubbing. And the only reason I would know that he's been out is because I would get that slurred speech call at 5 a.m. with all declarations. You know, so I'm in my bed, in my parents' house, like a nice girl. I live with my folks. Guys calling you at 5 a.m. I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to see you. Please bring chicken wings. And then the line goes dead because the guy's blacked out on the other end, and you're just there holding. So because I'm a nice girl, I would get up, I would do my chores, you know, make the breakfast, wash the dishes, set the table, and if this call finds me on house cleaning days, I would be up at 6 o'clock, me and my broom, fagio za nyasi zile, fagio za kuti kwenye carpet, na mop yako, so that I can leave my home in good terms with my parents. And also partially asking for permission without asking for it. Yeah, and then so that I can also be in good time to make my very many connecting matatus to this far, far away land that was his parents' home. It was a lot of mathries, but that's not even the worst of it. On arrival, at the matatu stage of my destination, I am met by their gardener and his black mamba. And I would hop onto the back of this black mamba. This is very real. I would hop onto the back of this black mamba and be chauffeured away to my person's home. And I recall this one time, it's like a posh area. I'm not going to say the name just in case you know it is. So one of his neighbors, driving down just saw me and raised her arms like, what are you doing? Surely you in all your celebrityness. Why are you on the back of a black mamba? And says, I've held that gardener tight, eh? I'm not falling. But he was great people. I mean, he remains my friend to date. That was very many years ago, and we still keep in touch, we still talk, because he's cool peoples like that. Sometimes we used to get onto a hill, and then we'd have to get off the bike and just push together like this. Boyfriend and girlfriend manenos. Anyway, so on our, I get to the home, and of course the rest of the family is up because they were not out till 5 a.m. And I say, my hellos to the famo, and up I go the stairs with the chicken wings in hand, like a nice girlfriend. And I would get there and say maybe an hour, maybe 2. Guy wakes up in a panic. He's stucad. Why are you here? And so the question would be, did I call you? Don't feel way for me. I did it very many times. Very many times. But love is a beautiful thing. And when you're in your 20s, love is everything. But I had hope. I had hope that this guy would see me. He would appreciate me. He would treat me like the queen I am being told I am out there. Celebrities. We see very many of them, especially in today's day and age of social media. They're always flaunting, right? Because also of the pressures that are there. Celebrities are supposed to keep up a certain look, a certain status. And they're not supposed to be broke. They're not supposed to be without. They're not, like you... Celebrities make things happen, They get jobs when they want, and especially in today's world of visibility, it doesn't matter what a celebrity does, whether they have integrity, they don't have integrity. At the end of the day, as long as they have numbers, there's visibility, you're taken. So people are doing anything and everything to just, even if it means faking having a life that they don't have. Now, in 2013, I landed a job with Nation FM. And I joined first to co-host the drive show with Edward Quach, and then moved on to presenting the mid-morning show from 10 to 2. At the time, the station was really struggling. There was no direction. I mean, and I keep making this joke all the time. Sometimes you would play Sinamakosa by Cool James, and then after that you're playing, these girls ain't loyal, tink, tink, tink. And it's just, who am I talking to? Who's my audience? So there was a struggle in finding direction. So while I was there were 2 mass firings. I was caught in the 3rd one, and myself and 41 other people were fired on the same day. I'd just come back from leave, it was August. When I remember I came back, it was August 30th or 31st on a Monday morning, and I went on to do my show, and I got a message from the GM, and he said, please see me after your show. He's writing to me at 1. My show ends at 2. So I was called to the boardroom. I went over after my show, and I got my termination letter, and I got my 1-month paycheck, and I was told, goodbye, don't come tomorrow. That's how it ended. That's how Nation ended. And I know, looking back now, I probably, very strongly probably should have been worried about the future. Anyway, so here we are, we're fired, and I'm thrown back into the struggle for survival. The one thing that I can do in my sleep, and that was very quick to get, was karaoke. So I quickly went back into that, only that this time it was worse because I ended up doing it in places where if you're not escorted to your car at midnight, there was a lot of mistreatment, manhandling, insults by customers. Sometimes you would finish a night and want to get paid, and you're told, it wasn't a good night, so let's work the weekend, we'll give you your money next week. Or even at times utaambiwa mdosi yako acha do. Situpigie mdosi simu yake mezima. So you're leaving there, empty-handed, going to your empty tank car. And at this time, because I did this for a whole year, 2015 into 2016, and after 1 year, I realized I cannot sustain my lifestyle. I lived in Westlands in a 2-bedroom. I had my car, which I had to fuel. It just wasn't working out. You know, because you're being paid, you know, you've got 2 to 3 karaokes, you have like 10 Gs here, 7 Gs here, you have 55,000 to pay for an apartment, and then what? Like, what money are you sending home? How are you helping your people? And so at this point, I decided to pack my things and go home. I went back to my parents' home, and I remember sharing this with my friends at one point. And this was very painful, you know, when you're expecting to get support. And my one friend actually said, that's going backwards in your life, that's retrogressive. Why don't you find us someone to pay your rent and to pay your bills? Yes, I was offended, but I was more hurt. So, you know, I didn't show that side of being offended. So I packed my things and I went home. I went home back to that bedroom I used to sleep in when I was 16 years old. And I was welcomed with open arms. But at this time, I still had to host karaoke because it's not that I was going home and then quitting these jobs. I still had to make a living. And so I decided to find a place to stay. And I did. Pretty decent hotel. They were wonderful people to me. No one judged me for being Sanaipei and sleeping in a place that charged 3K and had, you know, a thermos of tea in the morning and 2 sausages and toast. And very many times, very many nights, I would finish my karaoke after drinks and laughs, and I would drive back to my home, and I would cry in the car. I would really cry and just ask myself, just why? Just why am I here? How am I here? You know, and try to find somebody to blame. There's really no one to blame. It's life. Life has ups and downs. And there are very many of us here, maybe not here, but in Nairobi, in Kenya, who are celebrities in their own groups of people, where you feel, you know, you're the star of the group of friends, you're the star of your colleagues, you're the star of your family. You have it all put together. But sometimes you fall, and sometimes you fail. And there's no shame. There's no shame in losing. There's no shame in going home. There's no shame in starting from scratch. As much as we all want a life that has no challenges, a life that has no obstacles or problems, the beauty about a life where you experience the ups and downs is that it teaches you so many valuable things in life. And one of those is to learn how to relate with people from different backgrounds, people who have different reasons for doing what they're doing. You understand them better. I am happy. I'm happy that I went through these ups and downs. I wouldn't exchange them for anything because they've made me stronger. I've picked myself up, dusted myself off, and I've started again. And today I can happily say that I don't have to sleep in a place for 3K. I've built my own house. I live in my own house. The beauty about it is when you're down, there's really only one way to go. It is what it is, right? Let it go.